Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, especially on a busy Thursday afternoon. And I know I say this every single week, but I mean it because we have so much going on, especially we're trying to end the week strong. It's the middle of the day, right? Depending on where you are in the country. So the goal here is to maximize every minute with a nugget or two or three that you can walk away with and make a new sale or open a new door, right, to gain a new consumer and help a family. So today's presentation is focused on exactly that: sales ideas, sales strategies. We want you to be able to know the hottest products out there, to have a leg up on your competitors, okay, to make sure that you get the sale every time and you have a unique strategy, a unique sales idea, right? When you're out there marketing yourself on social media or through mailers or lead programs or your networking groups, whatever the case is. And today's presentation does exactly that. And here's the reason why. When you hear, Levinson has over 90 companies, and you hear about some of the large household name carriers, right? Like an AIG, Corebridge, a Banner, right? Or years ago, Genworth, most of your competitors have or had those contracts, right? So everyone's out there marketing the same product, the same story. You need to differentiate yourself. And Columbus Life had number one as far as financials, ratings, second to none. Okay, 117-year-old mutually owned company. That's huge, huge. Okay, and especially this day and age, when you see what's happening with banks in the news every day, and interest rates, and your consumer has to know that the company they're jumping in bed with literally is an A plus rated or better company, has been around for years and years. They're not going anywhere. The strength is there and it's clear. So Columbus has exactly that. And what's ironic is most of the agents out there, either they don't know about the Columbus products, they're not marketing the Columbus products. So again, this gives you the opportunity to jump ahead of your competitors. And they have an unbelievable story to tell. So Levinson has a direct IMO contract, and the products and the sales ideas that you're going to hear about from Jason, okay, and we're also launching a new IUL product. But the stories, the products, most of the competition, they have no idea about this stuff. Okay, you think years back, a stripped out GUL that was priced almost like a term product, okay, those are gone. They used to sell like hotcakes, they're gone. Guess what? Columbus still running strong with this product. Okay, you talk about a unique survivorship IUL, okay, an SUL. Years ago, it was a hot button. They still have an awesome product, okay, one of the best when it comes to the SUL space, or SIUL space, I should say. External conversion program. Most carriers gone, not Columbus. Okay, the new IUL up to a million, no exam, all done through iGo eApp. Very simple, 1, 2, 3, quick decision, quick turnaround, usually within a week. Okay, everything done A to Z. The table shave program, huge. This is a real table reduction program. Okay, now think about this: table 1, 2, or 3. As long as the client's under 70, table 1, 2, or 3, bring to Columbus. Standard non-tobacco. You're going to destroy the competition. Okay, so you have to know enough to be dangerous. You have to have these products in your toolbox, right? And I always say that it's so important. We have over 90 companies, okay, but you have to know when to use, let's say, a certain niche, a certain product, depending on the client, because not every consumer is the same. So very, very important. I just love how they stand out. I always say we don't like to have a Burger King and McDonald's on the same street corner, okay? And that's when you see like a Columbus Life pop up, right? Because they're unique, they're different. Anyway, let's jump right in. I want to make sure Jason, our VP, has plenty of time to talk about the life and annuity story, and we're launching the new IUL as well. So some great, great stuff. I want to shift gears for a second. Let's jump right in with testimonials. We have our expo literally around the corner, less than 30 days away, and I'm so excited. It really, I mean, it is going to be the best one to date. You have to remember, because of COVID, we took a few years off, a couple years off, I should say. We had to cancel one last minute. And then, so last year was really the first expo that we were back in business, right? And we still had about 250 agents or so. This year, almost 300 agents already. And we're capped at 300, okay, because of restrictions. So you have to make sure to get your RSVP in. And if you're qualifying for a room or airfare, you have to get those apps in by the end of this month, by the 31st. So I'm going to talk about that more in just a minute, but what I want to mention quickly, we're talking about Elite Agent Awards. And we give these out right at the expo. So this one came in just recently from Kennedy. I received the 22 Elite Agent Award. Needless to say, thank you so much. I was pleasantly surprised and honored. This means the world to me. Please extend my sincerest appreciation to the Levinson team. And here, this is what makes it, in my opinion, so special. Okay, everyone either went through something or they're going through something. We have this slight recession now, call it a recession. We had COVID we had to deal with a year ago, 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Now, just look at this real fast. The triumphs that I am now experiencing have made the journey all worth it. Everyone at Levinson has played a pivotal role in my ability to persevere. So that means everything. It doesn't matter if you wrote a $10 app or a $100,000 app, it doesn't make a difference. When you see a note like that, the appreciation, right? And that we were there to help this agent, and this agent was there to help these families, that's what separates you. That's what separates us, right, from everyone else. That means everything. So I wanted to share that note. By the way, we're going to, of course, give out Elite Agent Awards, like I said, at the 23 Expo, which is around the corner. Let's shift over to the right side. This is on our Facebook page. I truly love being a part of the Levinson Group. You guys are truly amazing. I believe in helping people and getting the protection they need. So again, right, you see how this aligns. Everyone is about helping these families and providing the best solutions, the best products, the best strategies, because it becomes a win-win-win. And that's how we look at you all. Okay, just like you should be looking at the consumer, your client, your extended family, if you will. Okay, so you can see how this all lines up. It's all about a win-win-win across the board. Let's keep moving forward. So real fast, I want to shift gears back to the expo. So this year, totally different. The reason why I say that is we are having an agent panel. Okay, number one, we have a networking lunch right at 12 o'clock. Right after our networking lunch, we're going to literally, and we handpicked 5 of our top agents from across the country. And even one of our MGAs is going to be on the panel. And we're going to bring everyone on stage. We'll have a roundtable discussion, a little bit about their business model, and then we'll give the audience a chance to ask questions. Okay. And, I hear over and over, Bill, I love what you guys are doing. You guys are great, which is phenomenal, by the way. And we love to hear that. But what some agents say is, you're not like us. You're not in the field. You're not in the trenches. Wouldn't it be great to hear from a successful agent or agency that is in the trenches with you? That was the question we asked ourselves. And that's why we created the agent panel for the 23 Expo. First time ever. It's going to be awesome. Okay. And every agent in attendance is going to get a free copy of the Tim Grover Relentless book. And it's funny because the hashtag, okay, the theme for the expo, the day of the expo, April 21st, Friday, the theme is relentless. That's what it's all about. So every single agent is going to get the book called Relentless by Tim Grover. And I shared a couple weeks ago how this book has changed my life. It changed the way I think. Okay, it changed the way when I wake up in the morning. Okay, how you look at life, not just business, personal, business, family, friends, all the above, and how if you have what it takes as a human being, as a person, you maximize your ability, you maximize your talent, whatever that talent is. Okay, and it's a shame if you don't hit 100%. To hang out at 80 or 90% is a life wasted. Maximize yourself and your ability, and that's what this book is about. Tim literally was hands on with Michael Jordan most of his NBA professional life. Okay, and Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade, not just about basketball and sports, but about life. He was their life coach. So anyway, amazing book. It's funny, Scott, our agent, who's going to be on the panel, sent me an email, said, Bill, I took your advice, and I just want you to know that I changed the way I do things now. I'm moving forward 100%. Thank you so much for sharing. I said to Scott, man, listen, you got to be on our panel because our agents need to hear this too, right? They have to get energized and pumped up again. Especially, like I said a few times, everything that's going on around us in this country, in this world, right? It's everything is hopefully coming back to normal soon, and you got to be in first gear with your foot on the gas, moving forward. Especially now, think about this: everything going on with interest rates and banks, and we just saw a big collapse, right, in Silicon Valley. So now, life insurance, guarantees, annuities, there's never been a better time for insurance agents to provide protection that these consumers need. Okay, first we had COVID. COVID was a horrible thing, but guess what? You provided a great solution for these consumers. Now we know what's going on with interest rates, with the economy. Again, you're here to serve, and now you have a product, a financial vehicle that can provide these safe stability and guarantees from A-plus rated companies like a Columbus. So anyway, never been a better time. Let's keep moving forward. Enough of my ranting. Speaking of the markets, right? The volatility, everything that we're seeing. Offer your consumers ROP, return of premium, guaranteed return of premium from companies that are A-rated or better. Okay, we have some great options here. We have MIGAs, we have FIAs, fixed indexed annuities with return of premium. Anyway, the slide in front of you is a list of some of our go to carriers and products that have ROP options. Okay, some great alternatives here. Obviously, Columbus has awesome products as well. And they're going to talk about something none of these products and carriers have. And I don't want to steal Jason's thunder. I'll let him share, but these are other options as well. And you can reach out to Josh or Ashley anytime to dig in and ask questions to get comfortable so you can bring up these solutions to your consumers. Okay, let's keep moving along. By the way, we are going to have our question of the day at the end of the presentation, so make sure you're on until the end, right before 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and whoever answers first and correctly wins. I have the new earbuds, the Amazon earbuds, and a Fire tablet. Will announce your name at the end. So again, make sure you're writing down notes and you're listening and paying attention because the question that I'm going to ask is in our presentation. I can promise you that. So very important. Make sure you're on. Also, everybody that's attending is going to get a thank you email by tonight before we leave containing all of the information we're discussing with Columbus and Jason and, of course, contracting. And if you're already appointed with another IMO, but you say, hey, Bill, I want Columbus and I want to use your tools and I want to use the free scholarship program with Columbus Life, I want to move it to you, great. We give you free leads or free cash with contracting. Okay, we have 2 coupons, either or, up to you. But anyway, keep your eyes peeled for that email. This is what's new at Levinson. And by the way, I don't care if I say this all the time, but it doesn't matter because it's a fact. If you're 87 years old or 72 or 19 years old, it doesn't matter. You must look at this business. Take it very serious, number one. Number two, technology is changing at a very fast pace. You have to change. You have to pivot. You have to be open to learning about some of these new social media platforms. Okay, you have to learn how to use a CRM tool and email and blast out to your consumers. You have to learn how to keep your website maintained and looking fresh in your LinkedIn page and not using a profile picture from 22 and a half years ago. okay, from high school glamour shots, right? You have to look professional. You have to make sure your marketing is up to speed, okay? Very important. Don't ever think, oh, I got this. I got my yellow legal pad and my briefcase and my tie that stops at my belly button and everything's under control. I'm good. I don't need Facebook or LinkedIn, or I don't need Ringy. I don't need a follow up tool. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I promise you. Okay. The yellow legal pad is great. Okay. But you also have to constantly innovate and look forward to see what's next, right? You have to look at the consumer pool. Where are their eyeballs? Where are they hanging out? Where is the crowd? And then you have to go to them, right? On whatever platform they're on. If it's Facebook or networking events or seminars, it doesn't make a difference. We have to cater to the consumer. That's simple. Okay. All of the tools and tech we have are built to help you do exactly that. And we're constantly building this slide in front of you because we have to grow and we look at this the same way. Anyway, a couple things I need to point out very important in our industry and here at Levinson. So we have the March Madness incentive with Orphan Leads going on right now. A couple other things: the Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville week-long cruise. If you write at least $500,000 of FIA annuity premium, you're in. Let's keep moving along here. Let's go to the middle section. This is huge. So Banner Life, they are the leader when it comes to inexpensive term insurance. If you're an agent in 2023 and you have not heard of Banner Legal in general, right? Something's wrong. I think maybe you need to look at other careers or something's going on. Banner is the leader when it comes to cheap term, period. Guess what? They are now just approved. They're going to be on Insure Me Now Direct, which is a dream come true. Amazing. So you're going to see the programming. It's being done now. You'll see this launched officially in about 4 to 5 weeks. Very excited about that. Let's keep moving along. Let's scroll over to the right hand side. So every week, speaking of annuities, we have our annuity alert weekly blast that goes out to you all. If you're not getting it, let us know. You have to subscribe to our weekly annuity alert, and it has all of the latest and greatest rates and trainings just built around annuity sales. The Levinson website, we revamped, refreshed, redid everything when it comes to our website. We are launching this at the Expo Live 421, including our mobile app as well. So great stuff that you will see. Kerry's Corner, check out his editorial. It's a great monthly feature on what's hot and not in the industry. He's got some great stories to tell and share. You'll love Kerry's Corner, and you can learn. Okay, it's all about the nuggets. Same thing, Bill Levinson Experience Podcast. That is when you think about all the agents that call in or call you and say, hey, Bill or Bobby or Susie or Jenny, right? I want to talk to a top agent. I want to pick their brain for an hour. Okay. Most of the top agents are not willing for us to give out their phone number and email and say, here, everybody, you can call Jimmy Smith. Knock yourself out. Call him at midnight or 2 a.m. and he'll share his business model. It's not so easy. So we built the podcast just for that. So I interview these top agents or gurus or whatever it is, and I pretend I'm you, the agent. So this is a free podcast. You can check it out on YouTube or your favorite podcast channel. We have on the bottom right corner is our playbooks. So everything that we offer, okay, when you think about this, it could be very overwhelming. Okay, first time on our website, you go, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to end. There's so much going on here. So what we decided to do to simplify your world, we have think of a dinner menu, okay? We call it a playbook. We have one for marketing, one for new business, one for contracting and commissions. That's it, okay? Think of a breakfast, lunch, dinner menu. You click on each item, and then it opens up and it explains exactly what that tool is or how that works. And it's that simple. So our entire business operation, life and annuities, is wrapped up in the playbook. Okay? Very simple. It's like a picture you click on. We'll include that in the thank you email. This is my last slide. Enough of my ranting, and Jason's going to take the wheel. By the way, I promised you all about a month ago that every single week I was going to hand pick top insurance and annuity performing social media posts so I could share it with you and you can learn from what these people are doing on social media to drive new business and sales. So I have four new ones I found today that I'm going to share with you after Jason speaks. That's just a great place to get ideas so you can get out there and literally get in front of these prospects and your clients and consumers and family and friends, by the way. Okay, top IUL and UL carriers are go-tos. Everything is in front of you. And what's unique, top left corner, Columbus Life. Like I said, awesome new IUL you're going to learn about in a minute. GUL, most competitive I've seen, and an SIUL, very unique to the market you're going to learn about in a minute with the Table 3 Shave program. And check out the red asterisk. That means every sale comes with a 1-year scholarship for your consumer, for their child, grandchild, nephew, niece, any blood relative. It's free. Okay, why not? That's the way I look at it. So that's a big, big value add that you can use to get out and reach more consumers. Okay, let's keep moving along here. What I want to do next is introduce my friend, Jason Graham from Columbus Life, who you'll also get a chance to meet here in South Florida. Jason, are you there, buddy?
I am. Yes, I am. Thanks a lot, Bill. I appreciate it. And thank you all for spending some time today on this call. I'm very excited to talk a little bit about what Columbus Life is doing, both on the life side and the annuity side. And I will promise to make sure that you guys get out in a timely fashion so you can go on and continue selling and meeting with clients and doing what you do best. So I'm looking forward to being at the Levinson Expo next month. This, I believe, our first time there. So look forward to getting to see some of you there face to face, and just rubbing elbows and so forth. So we're going to get started. Last month we did a call with Bill and the group about our new rapid issue IUL product. Well, as of March 11th, it went live. And so far, we've had a great deal of success with this product. This was actually a couple years in the making prior to me coming on board with Columbus back in August of 2021. But we got all the bugs out that we needed to and really transformed this into really a nice turnkey rapid issue product that you're going to be able to present to your clients. So if some of you are not really familiar about Columbus Life or not, or haven't done business with us yet, we like to keep things very transparent. We want to make sure like what we're doing can be duplicated with other products that we have currently. And so this Index Explorer Now product, this rapid issue product, is basically I guess a twin, to say the least, of our traditional fully underwritten Index Explorer Plus product, which is our flagship product. And we really wanted to do that because we want to keep things simple and the same. It's very difficult to try to learn new products as they come out. So what we did is we've added all the riders that are available on the traditional product, as well as the same index accounts, same caps, same floors, everything. So when you are having these discussions with your clients and determining which is the best way to go, that you know that when you go from one to the other, it's going to be virtually the same. It's just a matter of which underwriting process that you really want to go through. So just as our Index Explorer Plus product is available for eApp through iGo, Index Explorer Now is also available through iGo as well too. With the Index Explorer Plus, there's no paramed exam, and the clients will need to complete the health questionnaire online. And we'll talk a little bit about how that process is so that you feel comfortable in terms of the process of moving this from start to finish to getting a policy out to your clients. So when we rolled this out, we wanted to make sure that we were pretty much in line with everybody else out there that is, that has an accelerated underwriting or rapid issue type of product out there. So you'll see that our eligibility in terms of ages are between the ages of 18 to 60. And then we have two face amounts that are available. Anybody between the ages of 18 to 50, you can get as little as $25,000 up to $1 million in coverage. And then anybody between the ages of 51 to 60, you can get between $25,000 and $250,000. Now, In terms of underwriting classes, the one thing that's going to be a difference from the traditional our Index Explorer Plus product to this product is that the preferred ratings are not going to be available. Actually, the ratings that are available is allowing us to be able to pass through more policies without going through the underwriting, the exam process. Our goal with this product is to achieve a pass-through rate of 70%. So for every 10 policies that are going in or being written on this product, we're looking at we want at least 7 of those to pass through that has to go through any exam, lab work, or anything of that sort. So we had to price the product accordingly, and that's why we offer these rate classes. If you want to get an idea of the range that we're looking at, anybody that is somewhere in a traditional underwriting standpoint, if they were to come in between a super preferred and a table D, they will be able to go through this policy potentially without going through the exam process. And again, so we had to price this accordingly. So you have 2 non-tobacco ratings and you got 2 tobacco ratings. You have a non-tobacco plus and a regular non-tobacco, and a tobacco plus and a regular tobacco rating. As I mentioned before, there's going to be a lot of features, a lot of same features that are on the current product that are going to be on the rapid issue product, which includes the index options that you can choose from, as well as the fixed account option. As I've told people in the past, we are in May rolling out a volatility control index account. And once that becomes available, it will be available on not just only this product, but all of our IUL products, our Index Explorer Plus and our SIUL product. But it's also going to be available for existing business that's on the books as well too. So, again, it goes back to this whole transparency that if we're doing it for one side, we're going to do it for the other side. Because I think that's important as you're looking at carriers, particularly from an IUL standpoint, that you want to keep in mind. So you're going to have the same guaranteed persistency bonus that we are doing on the Index Explorer Plus. It starts in year 11. Potential for supplemental retirement income and distributions down the road. And you have a lot of riders that you can choose from, such as the enhanced cash value rider. So it's a removal of the surrender charges. So the account value equals the surrender value. We pay full comp on that, but there is a 5-year chargeback schedule if they decide to surrender within the first 5 years, but something to keep in mind depending on the type of clients you're dealing with. Our accelerated death benefit rider is also available. Again, like on the traditional product, there's no additional underwriting, there's no additional cost. It's going to cover for chronic, critical, and for terminal illness. Supplemental coverage rider allows you to blend the coverage to make it a little bit more, bring the income, I can't even talk today. The cost down into the contract, particularly if you're doing more of these LERP or cash accumulation sales. And then the premium deposit account rider. So if somebody's got a large sum of money and they want to use it to fund the policy over a number of years, you have the ability to do that with that account, which currently we're paying 4% interest on those. So it's a nice little savings area that can be used to fund the policy. So again, about the allocation options, these are going to be the options that they're going to be able to choose from. Again, it's exactly the same as the Index Explorer Plus. You've got the fixed account, which is currently paying 4.2%. You've got the S&P 500 cap annual point-to-point index account, which we recently just raised the cap to 9.5%, so we are able to illustrate a 6.01% rate of return on the illustration. We also... Sorry about that. I don't know why it just crashed like that, but just bear me 1 second and I will have it back up. Okay, oops. All right, let's start that again. Sorry about that. So then we also have an uncapped S&P 500 account that with a spread. I think there's some play onto that one. Our spread's a little high right now, but I think there's some opportunity there when the spreads start to come down a little bit. And then we do have an S&P 500 uncapped monthly average indexed account to choose from. And again, in May, we'll be able to offer a volatility control index that's going to be managed by JP Morgan. Again, just kind of highlighting the same features, the same 10-year surrender charge, the ability to take distributions using standard and index loans. One of the nice things about this, particularly if you're dealing in the rapid issue space or accelerated underwriting space, is a lot of times some carriers will actually reduce the comp on these sales. And with us, the comp structure is the same. So because you're using this product does not necessarily mean that you're going to get a rate reduction, a comp reduction, or anything like that. You're going to get paid as if you were doing a traditionally underwritten policy as well too, which I think is nice as well. Again, highlighting some of the riders that we have available, including the overloan protection rider, disability credit rider, that's a waiver of premium rider on there. But again, these are the same riders that we have on the Index Explorer Plus that are going to be available on this rapid issue IUL product. So one of the things I get questions about is, okay, Jason, what is the best way to go with regards to using one or the other? Index Explorer now versus Index Explorer Plus. Well, I think it's just ultimately it's really going to come down to your client. What are they looking for? Are they trying to get this done and out as quickly as possible? They're okay with paying a little bit more, but knowing that they are not going to have to go and wait for somebody to come out and do the exam, gather blood work, potentially get APSs, all that other stuff. They just really want to get in and out with regards to getting, with the experience of buying a life insurance policy. So we really just wanted to create basically a roadmap for you as agents to determine what is going to make sense based on the client's expectations of what they're looking for. Obviously, the Index Explorer now is going to give you that ability to get it in and out the door as quickly as possible. Okay. Now it only goes up to $1 million, up to age 50. And you're not necessarily getting the best rate classes like you would on a fully underwritten policy, but like to call it a convenience fee, so to speak, because you're not going through the full gamut of the underwriting process. But if somebody is like really adamant about like, listen, I really, don't mind going through the underwriting process. I know I'm really good help, and I just want to get the best pricing possible with the product, with my policy. Then you want to probably go towards the Index Explorer Plus because it's going to give you the preferred ratings, obviously larger face amounts that you can apply for, and some other things to go along with it. Now, what I will say, Bill brought this up, is we do have a table shave program. On the Index Explorer now, we do not have that available on there. So if there's field underwriting that's done by you as the agent, and you determine this person is going to be slightly table rated, you can come at them in two directions. One is like, listen, we could do this through Explorer now, and pricing is going to be a little bit more. But you could go through Index Explorer Plus, and potentially we could get you a standard rating through the table shave program, which could bring the cost down of having that coverage. So again, I think it's going to be mission critical that there is some field underwriting done by the agents to be able to determine what is the best course of action to go based on the clients and what they're looking for. So your next question is, okay, well, who's ideal for this? Like, give us a profile of what this is going to look like from a client's perspective. So I have this on the screen. Don't worry. I have created a digital sales room that Bill and his team have access to, and it has all the materials that we're going through right now, including this profile piece. So, this is just for you to look at, but if you really want it, there is a digital sales room that Bill and his team has that they can pass along to you. So who would be a good fit for this? Currently right now, the only two states that is not available for this product is California and Washington, but California has approved it. And now it's just a matter of us from a technology standpoint, getting it up and running. So we're about 4 to 6 weeks out where we'll be able to offer it to anybody that lives in California. Washington is still out there. I don't have a timeline on that, but at least California, which can tend to be a little bit of a pain in the we should have that up and running within 4 to 6 weeks. Anybody between the ages of 18 and 60 looking for the coverage up to 25 to 100,000 to $1 million, up to age 50, up to 250,000, age to 51 to 60. They're within recommended weight limits. So I'll give you an example. Actually, just got a text from one of my agents. Had a female that is 5'6", 230 pounds. And he was like, where would that come from a rating standpoint? I'm curious if they would be eligible for Index Explorer now. So at 5'6", 230, we're at a table B. So from a table B perspective, this client could go through Index Explorer now, because again, the way that we have this priced out and the ratings that we have, that we could take anybody who's no worse than a table D with us is going to pass through this pretty easily. So again, understanding the weight limits on here is, height and weight and everything is important. Gainfully employed, no bankruptcy in the last 5 years, clear motor vehicle reports, no felony convictions in the last 10 years, no use of illegal drugs within the past 10 years. Let's identify some ailments that if any of your clients have had this or been diagnosed with this, they would not be a good fit for Index Explorer now. So you can see diabetes requiring insulin, which is type 1 diabetes, cancer, heart disease, disorder of the brain or nervous system, dementia, cognitive impairment, chronic lung disease. So if any of if your clients do not have any of these or have been treated for it or been given any medical advice for it, they're going to be eligible to go through the Index Explorer Now product. If not, then they would have to go through full underwriting with us with our Index Explorer Plus product. So the application process, like I said, it's e-application. Everybody's pretty familiar with IGO, iPipeline, and SORT. And so there's a little nuance to this. When you are doing an application, what will happen is that once it's completed outside of the medical questions, you and the client will sign off electronically. Once you've received that back and sent it off to the home office with all the signatures, a link actually is going to go out to the client to answer the medical questions. Now, while the client is doing the medical questions, once we've gotten that application that is signed by you and the client, we're starting the underwriting process. So we're going out to MIB, MVR, Pharmacy Check, any other databases to start the process to make sure that we've got everything that we need, that once the medical questions get back in, then we'll be able to then we can make a decision on the case. So you will not see the medical questions or the answers to those questions. They're going to go back. Once they complete it, it's going to come straight to Columbus Life, and that's when we start going with the underwriting. Underwriter determines if they qualify. If they do qualify within 3 to 5 business days, we have a policy that's going to be issued out, either paper or e-delivery. Now, what I will say now in terms of the delivery, the default on this is paper delivery. So if you are wanting to go through e-delivery at this point, you'll need to make a note on the application that you want e-delivery done. We're working on trying to get basically a button inputted in the software so that you can opt in or opt out of e-delivery if you wanted to. But for the time being, if you and the client prefer to get an electronic policy, you need to indicate on the application that you want to go through the e-delivery process, because if not, it's going to be a policy mailed out directly to you. Agent delivers the policy, returns the delivery requirements. Once that's been reviewed by new business and everything's in good order, the case is going to get placed. So I get this question a lot as well too. So what happens if the client doesn't qualify for Index Explorer Now? What's great about us is that we're going to give you an option here. So again, remember the way that we price this, we can go out as far as a table D and get them in without going through the exam process. We are given the option that if they're not eligible, which means they have to be worse than a table D with us based on the information that we gather, if that is the case, we will give you the option to go over to our Index Explorer Plus product without the client completing a new application. But an exam and the lab work and the APS are going to have to be ordered, but we're giving you that option to have a conversation with the client to see if they want to they want to continue the process of going through this. I think that's important because you obviously, at the end of the day, there's a good amount of carriers out there in the rapid issue space that they will just flat out decline them. Not with us. We obviously know that it's important that clients should have insurance in place to protect their loved ones. So we want to give you the option if you wanted to transition over into the Index Explorer Plus policy. And again, you won't need to do another application. It'll all get flowed over to it, and then we'll do the underwriting process. You're just be responsible for ordering the exam, the lab work, and so forth. So just to wrap this up on the Rapid Issue IUL product, just think of NOW as an acronym for no exam or phone interview, offers within 1 or 4 rate classes, and that we're getting the policy in and out the door within 3 to 5 business days. We're really excited about this. We're really looking forward to the business that we're getting out of this. I believe on March 31st, if you are appointed with Columbus Life, we are doing a webinar, and I believe it's going to be our second webinar about this product. And I think it's going to go more into what type of cases would make sense going through the Index Explorer Now product. Because, it's great to have a product like this, but what are some ideas or sales strategies that could go along with this that would make sense to be able to position this product? One that comes to mind, if anybody does executive bonus plans, I think this would be a great caveat, a great opportunity for executive bonus plans, particularly those that are dealing in smaller bonus amounts like $2,000 to $10,000 bonuses. Because it's nice to give those employees this bonus, but then have to go through the medical process, the whole underwriting process may not necessarily be what they want to do. With Index Explorer Now, you could really do a pretty decent job with a quality product, and with that potentially avoiding them going through the exam process to do that. So, like I said, the presentation, all the marketing material, including a YouTube video, has been created and put into a digital sales room that Bill and his team has. So if you want to see those, I would reach out to them and have them send it out to you to get to get the information on that. I'll include the producer guide and the client guide, as well as a user guide on how to do the application through IGO and through IGO iPipeline. So, in interest of time, I'm going to flip over now to our annuity products, because I find it fascinating is that there's a lot of people that don't realize that Columbus Life does have attractive annuity products. Are we going to be like the go-to for all of your stuff? Probably not, but I think there are some niches there where we provide some opportunity for you as agents. And as being a part of Levinson and Associates, you have access to our annuity products through them. So I would encourage you, and I've obviously been working with Bill and his team to kind of hit the points on here, but we're going to touch on a couple of things for you to kind of take a look at, and then figure out if maybe there's an opportunity where maybe we could get some annuity business from you guys as well. So we currently have 4 annuity products. We've got the Advantage Fixed Index Annuity. We've got the Passport, which is a single premium deferred annuity. We've got a SPIA, which is called Life Source Plus. And then we have Account Max single premium deferred annuity. Now, I could go through all 4 of these products, but really, I'm only going to go over 2 of them because 2 of them are more popular than most. Than the other ones. The SPIA when the SPIA really comes up, it's really about our SPIA to IUL program that we have, which I'll touch on at the end of this presentation. But it's a way for you to basically make money on both sides. Put the money into a SPIA to fund an IUL policy with us, and we've got a program set up for that as well. But for today, I'm just going to highlight the 2 most popular products that we sell on our platform, which is our Advantage Fixed Index Annuity product and our Passport Single Premium Deferred Annuity. So with our Passport Annuity, it is a 7-year product, and you can lock in the number of years that you want in terms of the interest rate on there. So we've got a 1-year option all the way to a 7-year option. We actually just raised the guaranteed minimum interest rate so that once they get out of a guaranteed rate lock period, the lowest that they're going to be able to that they can get renewed at is 2.75%, which was up from 1.5% about 6 months ago. So I think that's a great opportunity, particularly if you're talking with clients that are, really about putting money into CDs right now and they're getting attractive rates. When that CD comes due, does the bank guarantee what interest rate that you're going to get after that comes due? No, because it's all dependent upon where interest rates are and where they could be. Whereas us, if they come rolling out of a guaranteed rate period, that they're going to get no worse than 2.75%. So I think it's something to keep in mind. Max issue age is age 89. We do apply a 2% bonus credit on the first year rate, and then the rate adjusts accordingly based on the number of years you want to lock into. Minimum premium is $5,000, but for qualified such as IRAs, it's $2,000. Now, what is a neat feature of ours, and that a lot of people like about our passport annuities, our return of premium rider. We're not a rider, but we're return of premium feature. And what that basically is if the client surrenders the policy within the surrender period, your client is going to get no worse than what they originally put back into the contract. So let's say you put the money in for 1 year, and after year one, you're like, well, client wants to redeploy this money elsewhere. How bad of a hit am I going to take on this annuity? Well, again, with our product, the worst you're going to do is you're going to get at least the premium back on this contract. We do have an additional waiver of surrender charge rider. There's actually no cost for that. That covers for if the money needs to be surrendered out due to nursing home care needs and so forth. So you have that opportunity where the surrender charge could be waived if they're using it for those particular situations. Like I said, we go up to age 89. You can lock in the rate from 1 to 7 years. You get a 2% first year bonus, and then the surrender charge is in effect for 7 years. Now, one of the things I've noticed, and I didn't realize this, is that on the 10% free withdrawal, we allow that immediately. Now, if you look at any other carriers that are out there, they typically either hold 1, maybe 2 years before you can, or maybe won't even allow it at all, that you could do a 10% free withdrawal. The fact that we're allowing that immediately I think is important because clients' needs change. They need, they want to do something else with the money, or they need to pull some money out to cover for whatever, expenses they need to cover and so forth. So I think that's important to keep that in mind, the return of premium feature and the fact that we've got 10% free withdrawal that starts immediately. We do allow annuitization starting as early as the 2nd year. And this last point in terms of commission is a big one, because I've seen so many people have come up to me and tell me stories that they have done an annuity contract that's the person dies within the surrender period and they're getting charged back in terms of commissions. Well, with us, we do not charge back at death. So regardless if they die within the 1st year or within the surrender period, we're not assessing a charge back to you as the agent, as well as if they decide to do an early annualization. So if they start annuitizing the contract in the 2nd year, we're not going to call back that commission that you earned when you put the annuity in place. So again, some of those things you got to keep in mind because I think those are important, particularly when you're looking at other carriers. So this is, I'm going to show you a quick example of a male 50-year-old, $250,000. What they did is they did a 2-year lock on the interest rate, just so you can see kind of how this policy performs. So you can see on the accumulated value side, it's growing at a good clip. You got the 1st year bump, and then it's earning the 2nd year rate, and then after that, it's getting the minimum, which is at 2.75% each year. As you can see in terms of the surrender value, that even though in the 1st year there's a hefty surrender charge, because again, they're earning, the surrender charge right now I think is 7% in the 1st year, but in this particular situation, the crediting earn is like 5.85%. is that with a 7% surrender charge, we're still going to give the $250,000 back to the client if they wanted to surrender the contract. And again, if you wait 1 year and 1 day after, there's not going to be a charge back to you as an agent as well either. So again, these things you just got to keep in mind when you're, I know the rate aspect and getting the best rate, for your client is important, but all these little nuances are also important as well too, because who knows, interest rates are probably, we don't know if interest rates are going to stay as high as they are. I know we just got a rate increase last year, but we don't know where they're going to be at in a 12, 24, 36 month time period. So being able to have some of these nuances with the return of premium, the 10% free withdrawal, does create some opportunity where you can leverage those nuances in redirecting to other areas that would make sense for your client. So we're going to pass through the account max, and we're going to go straight into the Advantage Fixed Index Annuity product. So it's our Fixed Index Annuity product, single premium, has a 7 and a 10-year withdrawal option to choose from. We have six allocation options to choose from, including a fixed account. We do have a living with LWB rider that you can add on. So if you've got a client that's looking for guaranteed income but doesn't want to annuitize the contract, we've got a pretty competitively priced rider for that. We actually just raised our roll-up rates, and we'll show what those rates are. That went into effect at the beginning of this year. And then obviously we have a guaranteed minimum account value that regardless if the market doesn't perform well enough, that the client is going to be trued up at the end of the surrender period, depending upon which product that 7 or 10-year product that you use. So again, max issue age is age 85. Client is allowed the 10% penalty-free withdrawal, and that's available immediately. The GLW rider has to be elected at issue. And then, as you can see, here are the 6 allocation options to choose from. We've got 2 S&P 500 ones. We also have a volatility control index that's managed by Goldman Sachs that you can do a 1, 2, or 3-year point-to-point lock. They're uncapped, and the participation rate is very attractive right now. And we also have a fixed interest option that you can choose from as well too. So with the GLWB rider, the eligibility in terms of who's eligible is anybody between the ages of 45 and 50. And the lifetime payout amount is going to be based off a couple of factors, but this will basically be the guarantee. If your client decided to turn on this income with this rider, that payment will be paid regardless for the rest of their life, regardless if the contract goes down to 0. Now, we'll go into a couple of next slides to show you how that is calculated, and so that you can kind of see the power of what this rider can really do from a guaranteed withdrawal benefit standpoint. We do offer a spousal benefit on here. What's nice about that is we're charging the same charge that we do on the individual. The drawback is that whatever the lifetime payout amount is for an individual, we're only going to give out 90% of that if they elect the spousal benefit at the time that the contract's being done. So even though we're charging less, we're giving up a little bit less in terms of income that can be paid out if you incorporate the spouse onto the contract. So in terms of determining the payout of the lifetime payout amount, it's going to be the benefit base times the withdrawal percentage, and we'll go into how the benefit base accumulates, and we'll show you what the withdrawal rate is going to be. And then if you're looking at what the spouse is, you're just going to take that individual and multiply it by 90%. On the benefit base, it's going to be the account value on the sweep date. As I mentioned before, the charge is 95 basis points, and that gets charged annually. And then we reset at each index year in terms of the benefit base, and it's going to be the greater of one of these 3 things. One is the roll-up base, the account value, the benefit base at the start of index year currently ending, and then adjusting for reductions if somebody does a off-plan withdrawal. So a lot of this is going to be pretty similar to other carriers that you're working with in terms of how they determine the benefit base from when they're determining the life payout amount on the guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit rider. But here's what is exciting about us on this. So on the roll-up base. So while they're having that money going to work into their contract, and they're not taking income at this point, we are crediting a roll-up rate on the benefit base, and that rate is going to be determined based on the age that the client is on the contract. So, say for instance, you've got somebody that's in their 50, that is 50, put their money to work. Currently, the roll-up on the benefit base is going to be at 9%. Okay. Now, if somebody is 55 years old, they also be at 9%. But if you look at that, we do this roll-up calculation for 10 years. So that 55-year-old that was getting 9% roll-up each year up to age 60, and then once he turns 61, he's actually going to start getting a roll-up rate of 10% on that benefit base for the remaining 5 years. So we think that's pretty attractive because it allows the client opportunity to increase their benefit base as they get older. Obviously, if the account value does better than that, that's obviously going to be what the benefit base is going to be. But this is really a very attractive and very appealing roll-up rate that's being used. And we, like I said, we just increased that going into this year, and being able to offer that to new contracts going forward. Let's get back to here. So with the withdrawal percentages, the other thing that we updated on with regards to the withdrawal percentages, we actually increased it by 50 basis points. So if you look at how this is calculated, we, based on age, which it starts at age 60, we take the age divided by 10%, divided by 10, and then subtract 1.5%. So prior to this year, that used to be 2%. Now we're doing 1.5%. So if somebody is 70 years of age, they're getting a withdrawal rate of 5.5%, where it was last year they would have gotten 5% in terms of as a withdrawal rate off the guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit rider. So I think this is pretty cool. And as they're not using it, the withdrawal rate is going to increase because as they get older, the withdrawal rate's getting higher. And I'll show you an example of that when we get into an illustration here. But again, this is pretty powerful stuff to be able to show some clients that they can really get a really good income off their contract. So you got Susan, 68 years old, puts $250,000 in a single premium contract, has elected the GLWB rider at issue, and it's on a 10-year chassis. So you can see, based on, this is looking back in the last 10 years, what would have been credited to the policy based on whatever the S&P did. You can see at the end of year 10, she put $250 in. It's now worth $370,000 of cash value. But now that we apply the guaranteed withdrawal benefit rider, you can see on this left side here that she was getting a roll-up of 10%, and then because she crossed over right here after age 74, then the remaining rollout percentage was 11%. And then you can see that the benefit base is obviously outperforming the account value, which is good for the client, but then you're also seeing that the withdrawal percentages are going up each year because she's getting older. So starting at age 78, if she wanted to start taking income out of this, she's taking $31,972 out at a withdrawal rate of 6.3%. And that's locked in, guaranteed for the rest of her life. So pretty powerful stuff. Good accumulation, good rider potential, good guaranteed income for the rest of her life. All right, just to finish up, just to hit on a little bit more on the annuity strong points. Again, our max issue age on our single premium annuities are age 89 for Passport and Account Max. Pre-partial withdrawals starting immediately in year one. Waiver of surrender charge rider on all of our products to cover for long-term care, nursing home care, and so forth. And we do have a SPIA to IUL program that you can set up to where the SPIA is funding the IUL policy. There's some procedures to do that, but it's an attractive way to take large sums of money, fund it into a life insurance policy, and get paid twice. Get paid on the SPIA, get paid on the IUL. So And that's pretty much it. I really appreciate your time. Sorry, I fed you guys through a fire hose. Hopefully that you come up with some great ideas for your clients. And if there's anything else we can do for you, feel free to reach out to Bill and his crew, and we'll be able to guide them and help them as well. But thanks again, Bill. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Thank you, Jason. So I'm just going to mention a few things here that will help you in all marketing, life annuity, all products, everything across the board real fast. I'm going to get you out at, give me like 3 minutes. I know we're running way behind, and my apologies. So just real quick to get started, all of this will be in your thank you email if you want to get set up. With Columbus, obviously established 1906, A plus rated. So the financials and the strength is there, which is so important, especially this day and age with everything going on right now. Next up is very unique. So they have an external term conversion program. So think about this. Most term policies written within 5 years at standard or better, you can convert to the Columbus permanent products. So another great option there when most carriers are doing away with external term conversion. So good stuff there. Life and annuity leads. So real fast, what I want to share is the top option there. Those are IUL books that we have here, and we have agents give those out to consumers, obviously at no charge as a gift, and it explains IUL and all of the benefits and perks and guarantees, and literally tees up an appointment and sale for you, okay? Especially holiday time, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. That is a great door opener, and our cost is like $5 or $6. So very inexpensive. And then we have the lead programs just under that. In fact, I just found out our lead vendor that we use for all of the co-op leads on the life and annuity side, they're going to be at our expo. I literally just got the email confirmation as we were on the webinar. So good stuff there. Let's go to the next slide. I always promise everyone every single week I'm going to share some great performing social media posts that have to do with life insurance and annuities. So I'm going to touch on this quickly. So this is awesome. This was a recent IUL post on the left side. And what they did is just focus on that picture. We're going to go left, middle, and then right. But I want you to understand the concept, because if you can get this out, obviously I always say you don't have to reinvent the wheel, change a few spokes, that's fine. Comparing 5 different financial accounts. So they talk about like typical savings account, right? Left side, then 401k, Roth IRA, fixed indexed annuity, and IUL. And then look at the right side with the IUL, all green check marks. That was just posted. It already generated 47 likes and 7 comments and questions. That's 7 new leads. Okay, so you get the point. Middle section here. I thought this was interesting. Are you worried about the market and volatility of banks? Don't leave your family's financial future to choice. Invest your money in a tax-free IUL or annuity plan. And then it's kind of neat how they show what happened back in 2000, looks like 5 with Washington Mutual Bank at a $307 billion bailout. And then they show obviously what just happened at Silicon Valley Bank at $209 billion. So it's just kind of saying, hey, look what's going on. These are uncertain times. Call me. We can talk about guaranteed financial vehicles by leveraging life insurance and annuities. All the way over to the right side, this one's been around for a while, but it still works. A man who dies without adequate life insurance should have the ability to come back and see the mess he left behind for his family, right? Well, that's a door opener, eye opener, and that's relevant for any breadwinner, right? It doesn't matter, man, woman, doesn't matter. Family with children, they have to get life insurance, period. And you are the one Superman, Superwoman that comes in and saves the day, obviously gets the sale, helps the family, and helps your own family by putting food on the table. Next slide is Mary Reed. So she just came out with a new book that we should have in the next 4 to 8 weeks here. Anyway, same concept where these books agents give away to prospects. And think about this, anything that has to do with business owners, right? Tax-free retirement planning, tax saving strategies. She will come in and work with you and the client, and you still keep the majority of the commission, and you are agent of record. So she'll do all of the heavy lifting. She's available on my podcast and through webinars. also our keynote at last year's expo. So, great tool for you all. Next up is the podcast, and then I'm just about done here, and I'll have our question of the day. So, episode 43, if you want to market on social media, you want to use our Facebook paid ads or SEO or generate more website traffic, Amir is a guru. I sat down with him for an hour. Then, if we look over to the right hand side, you're going to notice the infamous Tom Brady. Okay, and look on the left side, that is Brashard Perryman. He's a personal friend of mine. He's going to be my podcast guest speaker in the next week or so, and I'm going to ask him all about work ethic, discipline, what it's like working with Tom Brady. And obviously, this has nothing to do with insurance, but it has everything to do with you on a personal level with motivation and discipline and what it takes to be a superstar in the insurance space or being an NFL football player, right? Doesn't make a difference. Okay, future trainings, that's what you're on right now. I don't want you to miss that next annuity training with Coach Chris. He, in my opinion, is the top annuity consultant on the 30th of March at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. He's going to talk about all carriers and products in the industry, what's hot, what's not, and the best sales ideas, all built around annuities. Let's go to the last slide here, and we're going to wrap up. So my question of the day and my Positive Tuesday quote. This is just a cute little way of us getting our brand and message out there every week. My quote, top left corner, if you're serious about changing and improving your life for the better, you'll find a way. If you're not, you'll find a good excuse, okay? And today, there's no more excuses. It's Thursday. You're on the Levinson webinar. We're going to put a bow on this with our question of the day, and you better get your little fingers on the keyboard and answer first, because whoever's first and correct wins AirPods and the Fire tablet. The question is, you tell me the year Columbus Life was established, and you win. Tell me the year Columbus Life was established, was created, was founded, and you walk away with AirPods and the Fire tablet. Tell me the year, you win. Andrew is checking now, and he's going to tell us who answered first and correctly. Andrew, do we have a winner?
Yes, we do. First and correct is Nathan M. Nathan M.
Nathan M., congrats, 1906, 117-year-old company. With that said, again, I apologize. We're 10 minutes over, and I don't like to do that. So I hope you walked away with a nugget or two, some excellent strategies, some great niche products, concepts, platforms that Columbus offers. So get the word out, make a difference, do whatever it takes, get scrappy, make this your best year ever, and provide solutions for these families. Have a great Thursday, great selling, and thank you again, everyone.